All right, we are doing it. We're going to do it live. And we're going to have a little bit of fun along the way. Yeah, you're staring at a blank screen. But that's going to change in just a few minutes because we're going to go ahead and rock the place. And we're going to do a little bit of Linux stuff. Mostly because I'm doing this for work also. So, looking at our virtual box right now of Ubuntu 22 server. And the challenge is we're going to be setting up a cage. We're going to need a couple of things for the cage. Let's see here. All right, so the first thing we're going to need is Wayland. Hello, Gorilla. Welcome to the stream. I want to see something here. So we're going to say, on here, we're going to say echo XDG. This should be TTY. Session type gives me TTY. Okay. Sudo apt. We're going to need Wayland installed and running on this bad boy. Search Wayland. And let's see what we can do with this. Put in my password for root. We'll never have to do it again. And there's supposed to be a way of searching this. Or maybe there's not. Let's see if we just get right into it. We're going to download Cage real quick. There it is right there. And we've got it. Cage right there. Sudo apt. We're going to automatically accept it. Let's go ahead and load Cage. How's it going, Gorilla? Is everything going good with you, my friend? And okay, so this might not work. No services need to be restarted. No containers need to be restarted. No user sessions. Okay, so maybe this is good. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to be streaming here for a little bit, and I'm going to go to sleep myself because I got to get up in the morning. Let's go ahead and let's download still apt search Firefox. See, I can't scroll up or down on this. I don't like this. Sudo apt y install Firefox. We're going to install Firefox real quick. Let that throw down. Now, let me ask you something. Why do you think you would need a cage? Why do you think I would need a cage? And what is a cage? Cage is a Wayland compositor. And what that does is that it is a graphics manager, a desktop, if you will, that displays everything to your hardware onto your screen. And what Cage does is it operates a single application always on top in a kiosk mode. So, and this is especially good if you're working on a system that Gorilla, be safe. I'll catch you later, my friend. It's good if you're creating a system that's going to have multiple users. Say, for instance, you are building yourself a kiosk for a shopping mall, and you don't want anybody to go underneath the system, like mess around with settings and all that stuff. So you would need to create an application or run an application that would just be on top, that nobody else could mess with. And that's what a kiosk system, caged, if you will, does. And Firefox and Chromium both have kiosk mode. So if you were to run a program that was based off of a web server or like a web app, and you just wanted nobody else to mess with anything else but that system or that website, then you would run it in kiosk mode. And nobody else could use anything outside of the system. Cage is especially good where, while it's still in the middle of development, as well as Wayland, and they're not exactly perfect, any pop-up windows will show up in the middle of the application, and then you can manipulate whatever you need to manipulate. Say, for instance, you're doing a check-in kiosk, and you have an options menu that comes up, and the user has to select what options they want to explore. That would be a good case for something like that. This is waiting for automatic snap D restart. Probably don't need it. Let's get out of it and see what we can do, because now I think we just fell asleep, and I always have nightmares trying to operate things like this. This is super stupid. Super stupid. So that's what we would want to do. Let me see. I'm gonna have to go behind the scenes for a second here. Let's remove this for a second here, because I think I've crashed and burned in the middle of my explanation for Cage. So okay, technical difficulties aside, I think we are back in business. So yeah, this is something I really don't like about this setup. I want to try and change this a little bit, because StreamYards doesn't like my software, my hardware. Every time I run a game, things start crashing. Every time I run something and do something like this, things fail, and I end up just canceling the live stream. It's kind of bleh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite some people up. I'm going to send it onto Discord. And we're going to go, I'm going to make it public. There we go. Open it up to Discord first, see if there's anybody there. And it looks like, there we go. We're back. All right. Let's see. One of my Discord servers is not my servers, but one of my friend's servers is active. All right. So now that we're back here, sudo, what did I do wrong? No, app search. We're going to go Chromium. Input the password. Ugh. All right, I guess let's do it. Sudo dpkg configure. All right, so let's run Chromium real quick. Ho hum. Here we go. We're hung up again. Installing Chromium Snap. So why would you want to do something like this? Okay, so now you know what Cage is for. Why would you want to do something like this? Why would you want to do it? Multiple reasons. One of them being, say, for instance, you're building an arcade cabinet and you just want to run RetroPie, or you just want to run a specific game on this cabinet, and you don't want people to hack into it. Hey, Brad Wolf, welcome. And you don't want people to hack into it and do other things with it. Like, okay, so for instance, you're building a Mortal Kombat cabinet to play Mortal Kombat 1, and you don't want somebody to be able to go back and run Mortal Kombat 2 on that same cabinet. What you could do is that you could cage it with the Cage Compositor and Wayland. And that way, nobody can get into the rest of the system. Not much today, Brad Wolf. Just doing an impromptu stream, messing around with Linux, and hopefully it can display something. I'm not sure it'll work because I've been having a lot of trouble with Streamlabs or StreamYard. StreamYard doesn't like me specifically when I try and stream games or virtual machines or anything like that. So I'm hoping something would work. And the way you run Cage is very simple. I'm not sure this will work because I might have to set up Wayland on here for some reason. But Ubuntu 22 actually, if I'm not mistaken, comes with Wayland out of the box. We've had a... Thank you, Brad Wolf. Thank you so much. We've had a system upgrade at my job, and it upgraded to Wayland, and everything my boss had set up for this one system completely fried out. So we're working on another system right now to substitute that. He actually migrated to Windows because X is actually being slowly but surely depreciated. And people are all up in arms. X, oh my gosh, X is going, X is, Wayland is killing everything. But Wayland is going to be taking over everything very soon. So I like working with Wayland. Wayland is difficult. Wayland is challenging. And I'm actually a beginner with Linux, believe it or not. And I'm diving headfirst into the Wayland environment, and I'm enjoying it immensely. So, yeah, that's one way of really learning the system. So let's see here. This should try to work. We're going to Cage Chromium browser. Can I create X Wayland? All right, let's see what the complete error messages are. Okay, so we don't have an X Wayland server or Wayland server. Sudo apt y install Wayland server, I believe, is right. It is not. Dev is not right. Let's go Wayland. That's not right either. LDG, welcome. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I'm sorry. There you go. Anybody wants to come to the back? Let's pin that bad boy. Oh, not much. Attempting to run Wayland on an Ubuntu virtual machine. And right now it's not going my way too well. So trying to figure this out. My problem is, though, I cannot scroll up or down to see these messages. So I'm going to sudo apt search Wayland, and all of these results come up, and it just goes way too fast, and I can't scroll up. What the crap? It does not like me scrolling up or down. Oh, let's just do this. Sudo apt y install X Wayland. And I'm going to bring on my first guest, my very, very good friend and absolute tech legend, LDG, hashtag free the nets. How's it going, my friend?
Oh, that was an awesome intro. Thank you. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
I'm coming in. All right.
Yes,
So
you are.
what I'm doing here is we're merging the live streams right now, Tokyo. So,
nice. You're on.
Yeah, we're both streaming. So gave you a shout out, gave out the link. Didn't see you were streaming. I checked to see. I guess we started at the same time.
Oh, that is awesome. Let me give you some privileges real quick.
Ooh.
You're kind enough to award me privileges on your side. That should set you up.
Yeah. Thank you. Let me make sure you're coming in okay. Give me a test 1 2.
Right. Yep, hear you great.
Nope, you're not coming through. Where are you? There you are. Gotcha. All right, so that and that. Okay, we should be good now. So how you doing this morning?
That is awesome. But now I can hear myself.
Wait, you can hear yourself?
Yeah.
All right, now you can't. Wait.
Test.
Now you can't. There you go.
No, I can't hear myself. Perfect.
It's confusing. I got to create 2 StreamYards with different audios and B1, B2, B3, this, yeah. But no, I think we're good now.
That's awesome. How's it going, everybody, on the LDG stream?
They're doing all right. Like I said, it started a little early. We got Yvette, Captain Fandom Nerd, Eric Sonder, Yitze Lemons.
Nice. All the usual suspects, all the good people.
Drop a like, guys. Links in the chat.
Captain Fandom Nerd on my side, too. How's it going, my friend? Welcome.
Nice music.
Yeah, it's because you don't see my avatar, Ervik, because I'm not actually on LDG's show. I'm on my show and he's streaming my show. And yes, I can actually see your chat too. So that's why you can't see my avatar there. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a little technical thing here, trying to set up Cage on Wayland. Just this impromptu engineering stream. I'm probably gonna do something else because yeah, it's not working for me. It's kind of embarrassing. So, oh, that freeze is kind of promising there. So this might take a couple of minutes to set up and to run. Outdated hypervisor binaries in host. Okay, no, so that's not an error message. All right. So we're going to see if this thing is thinking or not. See if it'll load. If not, we'll do something else. Let's see. Testing.
There we go, Aravic. Now you can see his avatar down at the bottom. I was sharing the wrong screen. It's too early in the morning, man. I'm literally drinking my first coffee still, guys. No
worries. It's coming off at 10 p.m. here.
How was your day?
Off. It was nice. I got to spend it with my littlest son, my youngest. He was homesick, but he didn't appear sick. So I just had a little bit of fun, spent some time with him, because leaving for the United States in a couple of days. So
no, sweet. Still coming by. You're not coming to Orlando, are you?
No, I'm going to the Midwest.
No, that's right.
Yeah, it's
right.
I wish this was vacation because I'd take my kids with me if I had the money. but unfortunately, we are not on vacation, and
About to activate my 4th network card. My fault. There we go.
I think we have a failure, folks. I'm going to Control C out of this. Yep, and we have a failure
Oh,
on our side. So I'm going to crash this again.
is that Python you're doing?
No, just straight up Linux.
No.
I do
I'll tell you what the error was.
It just crashed. It just looked at me funny.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna bother. I think it, because it's a virtual machine running compositors, and Windows managers are a little bit on the strange side, especially for VirtualBox. Most of the problem with this is that it's severely limited to 128 megabytes of VRAM.
Really?
Yeah, and you can't add more.
What is that? The free version, or is that just max? You got a
That's-
demo?
Yeah, that's the free version. Unfortunately. So this is the attempt at Raspberry Pi emulation.
Oh, wow. Nice.
This I should be able to set up to run Wayland natively. But the problem with this is that it runs off of Debian. This is the latest version of Raspberry Pi OS. But Debian, the current libraries, no matter what OS you're running with Debian, they're 2 years behind. So
You serious?
you can't get the latest apt repositories because they're 2 years old as maximum. Even when you
They
update.
working on it, or?
Oh, Debian's always been slow, as far as I know.
Yeah, that sucks. Wow. Are they coming out with a new Raspberry yet, or are we still at a Raspberry, 3 or 4?
We're at 4B.
4B? Okay.
And
I'm assuming
4B.
B was recent.
4B. Yeah. 4B came out last year, but the price has gone sky high because of the semiconductor shortage, thanks to China. So
What do you mean? Wait a second.
kind
A
of,
Raspberry costs you about $40. So how much? How much is a Raspberry now?
not anymore. $200 to $300.
What? 100? Are you kidding me?
2 to 3.
Wow.
Fortunately, not.
Looks like Linus is gonna have to take down his video about the $30 computer.
Yeah.
That sucks. Couple $100, and it's not even a. Did the B version bring any kind of hardware upgrade? Was it just firmware or something?
The B version's top of the line. Yeah, I'll pull up the Amazon page and then I'll just put it up on my display here.
Yeah, because the 4, if you did it right,
This-
I believe you could run Windows 10 on it, barely, like absolutely barely.
IoT.
So I wonder if
Yeah.
I would love some raspberries if I can put some Windows on there.
All right. So I'll just say this for right now. When you see these prices, poor man's conversion, divide
Mhm.
by 100 and you'll get dollars. I know it's not equal 100 yen to $1 right now because of Joe Biden's inflation, but pretty much for poor man's conversion from euro to dollar to yen, it's pretty much equal across the board. So for yen divided by 100, So this whole kit right here for the Raspberry Pi 4B costs $268. It's actually more like 310 right now, correctly. And here's the board naked. So pretty much for a couple of extra tens of dollars, you get more stuff with it. But this is the naked board here for the 4B. And this price isn't, this is a sponsored thing from Element 14. So this isn't one of those, other resellers trying to sell,
crazy,
trying to retail this out. This is Element 14 here. And, oh, crap. Some of my information, I just doxed myself. I'm sure people can't read Japanese, but if they could, I would just dox myself. Brand Raspberry Pi.
StreamYard, give us a dump button. Right? They should. You think Big StreamYard would be the perfect program to have a dump button to dump the last 10 seconds or something.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the board that usually sells for $50.
Yeah.
You're looking at a good
200,
well, with correct
$300
now. With correct what you call it.
That's crazy. I mean, it's still cheap, but I mean, it's God, dear Lord.
You can dump
for a Raspberry, you could buy like 4 of those.
Yep. I bought a bunch of Raspberry Pi Picos for like they're still a decent price, like $10 a pop. Not bad at all.
Wow.
But I don't know what I would do with the microcontroller, to be honest with you. I don't have anything that would, I could do anything with them. I got screens and hooked them up, and I ended up burning them out. Because I'm an idiot and don't know how to solder.
Oh,
yeah. Got some flux all up in the in the breadboard, so that really didn't help out. I'll just reboot this system here, VirtualBox here. So this is the technical details on the Raspberry 4B. It's the same size as all the other Raspberry Pis, and it's the 4 with the 4 gigabytes. It comes in a 4 and an 8 for the RAM size.
For the RAM size? Well, actually, it weighs. I think the 4 was maxed out at 4.
Yeah, and then the B is maxed out at 8.
Oh, nice.
There's the 4 variety and the 8 variety.
Nice.
We use at work for our mass production systems, we use the 8. And I think I'm developing on a 4. I'm actually going to be moving to another board to try and pull off the same results of my work from yesterday. But let's see, there's the 4B. If that's 23,000, what is the 8 gigabyte worth?
Shouldn't be that much more.
Oh, let's see. That was 23. This is 26. So this is close to 300 flat, and a full kit's 31,900 if you get the full kit here. And these memory cards are garbage. You don't want to use those memory cards. Brand C Duino. What is this? Okay, so this is actually a ripoff. They're calling this brand C Duino, and it's a Raspberry Pi. This is the 4B. So this is garbage. Yeah. Let's see. If you try and order it, it's on delay. because they have to order the parts separately and manufacture them to order because of the shortage. Let's see. They don't sell them on Amazon. Hang on. Do I have to untranslate that? Yeah, let me undo that. Yeah. These are the cards you want to use. Anything industrial strength. These things are as fast as an HDD. But
Yeah.
they are expensive.
Can you hold that other end for me? Go ahead and put that in there. Thank you. Coming in.
Getting some options to get them on, options to get them in bulk.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and go back to our Raspberry Pi. I'm on the wrong screen. Would you? There we go.
Howdy, Gap. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, I'm over on Tokyo's right now. Links in the chat. Come on by and say hey.
Hey, Gap After Dark. How's it going, buddy?
Gap had fun yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Yeah. You were watching that.
I was. That was some fun stuff. Oh, that's right. We're going to open up a terminal. So we can do sudo raspi config. All right, let me go down to the advanced options. And oh, the kernel is not letting me check out Wayland at all. Although, echo xdg and session type yields x11. Boo. Sudo apt search Wayland. Wayland DD, Waybar, Wayland protocols, Wayland compositor protocols, Wayland dep. That's the one we want. Wait, no, it's Wayland app dep. Boo. Wayland scanner, Wayland protocols, W displays, Weston. That's Sway. Hey, welcome to my channel as well, Gap. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Also, folks, from now on, I am disabling the likes and dislikes on my videos, and it has absolutely nothing to do with my fifis. It actually, thanks to LDG and some very wise education, doesn't help. It doesn't help the creators at all. In fact, all it does is help Google control and track you even further and possibly affect your privacy. So the best thing that you can do with your favorite creators is to comment and make sure you're subscribed to their channels and click the notification icon. Even though the notification icon also tracks you, it does help keep your favorite content above the crap that YouTube likes to flood your homepage and landing pages with. Does make a difference, and that's the best way to really root for your favorite creators. Liking does absolutely nothing for them, and commenting is probably also the best.
Well, the best, right? Not to whatchamacallit, but the best is sharing the link.
Oh yeah,
spreading the stream link out. That's like number one, I would say. I'd put that. Commenting, commenting is great. Always love hearing from people. But yeah, sharing is I would put it number one. Tweet it out to your Facebook, Twitter. You guys know the spiel.
Yep. And
Word
shout
of
out
mouth
to
travels at warp 10.
Yep. And shout out to JP's. Welcome to my side of the stream.
What up,
Glad to
JPs?
see you here. Okay, so we're gonna try the X Wayland thing. X Wayland X server. See, this is why I don't like X Wayland. X Wayland is, if I'm not mistaken, kind of like an emulator for Wayland, a Wayland emulator in X. And that's probably why Chromium crashed before. But sudo apt, we're going to do it anyway, install X Wayland. Maybe I can spell it right. There we go.
Gap says, where is it here? Oh, of course my chat isn't working. Oh, that was in here. Gap says, yeah, Google said yesterday in a tweet, we are everywhere. You damn Skippy.
Yeah. Awful. Because apparently we have X
Damn
Wayland.
Skippy.
Let's see. Wayland scanner. You know what? We did not do something completely sudo apt update. Like one of the cardinal sins of doing command line Linux is that you don't update and upgrade the app repository that's on board.
You know what I've been finding lately too, by the way, and this is on Windows. I don't know if it has something to do with SSD hard drives, but SFC/scan now. I have to run that almost every day.
Oh.
And it finds problems that it needs to fix, and I don't know what the hell. I've never had to run it so many times. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't think it's the computer. My computer's fine. Installation's good. But it does end up affecting your performance somehow.
Yeah, I might have to try and do that at some point. Let's see what we've got now. We have a lot of things upgraded and apt is updated. So sudo apt search Wayland. Let's see what we got. See if we come up with the same bull crap. X Wayland. I don't want X Wayland. Weston. Weston's a decent compositor, but it doesn't. Wayland PP dev. Wayland scanner. Wayland protocols. Waybar. Installed Wayland protocols. All right. Sudo raspi config. We're gonna have to update, and there's no /y protocol for this, so it's gonna make me enter a response. No, it's not. Advanced network interface, network config. No. Display options. Under scanner screen linking system options. I'm gonna boot.
Yep, says Windows sucks. Yeah, but it's the one thing we have to kind of use right now.
If I had my way on my computer, and I've tried, I think my motherboard is just too old. I'd be running Ubuntu as my main. Be going right to Linux, but
don't get me wrong. I love Linux. It's just I can't use it for. I wouldn't be able to do everything I need to do on a Linux. That's the only problem. I wish they would get off their butt and push up their operating system to Windows compatibility with everything.
The problem with Linux now is that they're trying to migrate over slowly from X to Wayland, and having everything run off of Wayland. Unfortunately, Wayland has been super slow, and just really a bunch of malarkey to try and update. Oh, what am I doing? Properly. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to reboot. the virtual machine. So, unfortunately, a lot of displays are not compatible with Wayland. And if you're running certain hardware like a light sensor to turn on and off your monitor whenever light hits the sensor, you can't do it right now because it's all migrated over to Wayland, and Wayland doesn't support that just yet.
Lovely.
So, and running it through X doesn't help because Ubuntu's moved over to Wayland. So the only option you have left is to go to Windows.
Mm-hmm.
And it's much of a pain.
Yep.
You know, I was thinking just when I was working yesterday, Gap, speaking of Fortran, just as a joke in the back of my mind that I didn't actually bring it forward to my boss because my boss would probably scream at me, just putting everything in MS-DOS.
DOS?
Yeah. But
like
I said, it's just a joke. Yeah. Because free DOS will run on everything. No matter how slow or how old, how new your system is, free DOS will run. And free DOS is basically DOS 6.22 made compatible with modern hardware. So you can run Windows 3.11 for workgroups on your computer on modern hardware. Yeah. Funny story. I used to work for United Airlines in Kansas City, and I don't know if they've updated their systems or not, but all of their operations and customer service computers, this was back in 2006. They were running, and I kid you not, on Windows 3.11 for workgroups. Everybody else was already on XP. If not moving up to Vista.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So when somebody actually sneezes on whatever IBM PS2 server computer that they're using, you know, when somebody sneezes and all that crap gets into it and it stuffs up the system, the entire nation goes dark.
Yeah.
Something awful, right? All right.
Well, no, it's not as awful as the operating system. Some of the nuclear power plants were still running for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And they were getting hacked left and right.
Let's see. All right, so we are a few years behind on this. I set up Cage on this not this Raspberry Pi, on my Raspberry Pi at work. And it took me 4 days to do it. Downloaded the latest version off of GitHub. Did a Mason build on it, and it told me that I need a new version of WL Roots. That's probably what I'm missing. So I downloaded that new version of WL Roots here on apt, and it told me that I couldn't build it because I required all these other dependencies that were brand new. So I had to download all of those. They didn't work because they required other dependencies that were brand new. Where on a Ubuntu distribution, I could just apt download everything just fine. Here, I had to go back to a version from 2020 to get it to work. and it barely worked.
Yeah.
Apt y install WL roots. I think it's roots dev. Buddy. Sudo apt y install WL roots dev. So apt search WL roots. Probably not. There we go. Waybar. Why can't I see anything? I go full screen, I go on the wrong monitor. This is just stupidly ridiculous. Why is it? All right, we're done with this one. All right, so we're gonna give up on this just because. Yeah, I'm powered off. Don't need it anymore. This should be. I don't remember if I broke this. This is a full distro of Ubuntu 22. I think it is. Could be wrong.
Hello world, I'm back.
No, hey, Bird.
Hey, Bird. Can you hear me?
Hey, Tokyo.
Yay. How you doing, Bird?
Oh, not too bad. Crazy morning. LDG, I don't know if there's anything you can do, but
What's up?
I'm getting a lot of echoing from Tokyo in StreamYard, but it's not echoing on YouTube.
Okay, I'll take a look at
I
it.
don't know if there's anything.
It's been a minute since I've merged streams. Maybe I got something double check marked. Let me take a look. Oh, I'm sharing audio. That's why. All right, there we go. Done.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Say
you still
something,
hear me?
Tokyo?
Yeah, much better. Thank you.
Awesome. What was the login for this? I don't think that's it. Oh, I found it.
Got it?
Yep. And we'll start the X window protocol. Gap After Dark on my side says Kapla Bird.
A blog app.
And we're all going to enjoy this nice. Oh, no, we've got mouse cursor. Maybe there's.
It's alive. It's alive.
It is.
I was half listening. Is this a Raspberry Pi you're booting, or was that some other conversation?
That was a conversation I had a little bit
okay,
ago, and it
sorry.
was an emulated environment. It's a fake, quite literally.
Apply Arabic on there.
Okay, so this is the X environment for. If I run the terminal here, echo XDG, capital dollar XDG session type. This should be X11 TTY. I know it's TTY. What compositor am I running right now? Of course, it's not going to tell me. Let's go to settings. I'm going to see if I can get it into the boot mode here properly. No, I don't want that. CRUD. Applications, online accounts, no. Sharing sound, power, mouse, keyboard, printer, movement meter, color. Not what I want. Display settings. Let's see if we can change the size on this bad boy. Resolution. Set this to, is 920 1080 here? Yes, it is 16:9, and we're going to apply. We're going to keep these changes, and here we go. We got a full screen now. Yay! Things are working. And folks, just as a quick reminder, we are simulcasting thanks to LDG hashtag free the net. We're live on both channels. So if you're not subscribed to either one of us, please click that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification icon on both of our channels and enable all notifications so you don't miss a beat from either one of us. Share the links to these videos while we are live. LDG deletes his streams after they are done. But I do not. So yeah, you can watch mine at least on replay and possibly some of LDG's live stream. Well, none of LDG's live stream on my channel, because you just hear the audio from his channel under his avatar. So share these links to the videos, to the live streams, get them out there. And the same with all of your favorite YouTube creators. I've disabled likes on all of my videos because likes do nothing except invade your privacy. So we are
wait, what?
Well, not
here it goes. It has
What are
begun.
you talking about?
You haven't heard this one, Bird?
I mean, I've heard nonsense from a certain person before, but I haven't heard it from you. So,
The funny thing is, Bird, LDG is actually right. When you click on a like, a little pop-up comes up. It says saved to your liked videos.
yes, I'm aware.
And-
I use that all the time.
Yeah, that is helping the algorithm track you.
The point of YouTube is to get you videos you want to see. I that is the point. It has to so-called track you. You're using YouTube. They already know everything you do. You don't have to press a like button for them to track you. Any link you click on the YouTube domain, they know.
Yeah, it just makes it worse. I mean, they know just by clicking the video.
Worse.
You're absolutely
twisted
right.
at night.
Putting a like to tell the more likes a video has, YouTube promotes that video.
That
It's
there's
not a
no
hard
proof of that.
concept. I understand it might be there's debate whether hitting dislike is better than hitting it nothing at all. I know a lot of YouTubers like to say, oh, just hit dislike, then it's better than nothing. It's an interaction. I personally don't feel that way, but I understand why some do. Okay, but actually hitting a like versus not hitting a like, it's most certainly helpful.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to argue that
one
point.
big YouTuber that doesn't say hit the like button.
That's the problem. The like
There
button is
isn't.
supposed to be the like button is supposed to be for videos you actually like, not a participation
That's
award
the point.
in which
Well,
you
okay,
got
I'm-
to you have
don't
to
hit
like.
the like button if you don't like the video. I'm nobody saying not to hit the like button if you don't like the okay. People ask you to hit the like button, but you as a person need to decide whether you like the video enough to hit the like button. You don't hit the like button just because it's your friend. Technically, yes, that's gaming the system. So yeah, of course it's going to fuck things up if you do that. But if you actually hit the like button on videos you like, that's what the system is intended to do. And that will bring you more videos that you like, and it will promote the people's videos you like, and just help everything. You shouldn't purposely not use the system because people don't use it correctly all the time.
Well, because they don't use it correctly, the like button doesn't have the same functionality as its intended purpose. If you click a video by itself,
but then
that is enough. Like you'll get when did you ever hear I liked a video and all of a sudden I'm seeing all these videos? No, if you click the video, you just click the video, you're gonna see those types of videos. That's all you need to do.
More of them if you like it, though.
No, I don't think so. There's no proof or any kind of documentation to substantiate that claim as fact.
Of the opposite.
Yes, there is. If I click a video, if I click one nude yoga video, all of a sudden I get a whole bunch of nude yoga videos on my damn homepage.
That doesn't mean that the like button doesn't do anything.
But what does it do? It doesn't do jack squat.
Well, not anymore. It used
to. I mean, it doesn't.
Once they got rid of the dislike function, the point
they
became
didn't. It's the dislike function is
hidden.
Still there.
Yeah, they've
not
just
even hidden. They did you as a creator, you see the dislikes. It's just the other people don't see the dislikes, so that trolls can't get off on seeing mass downvoting a video.
Yes, which is the wrong way of doing it. So you're bending the rules because of the trolls. That's not the way. That's not a way a function should be governed by how it can be misused.
Whether the number of likes or dislikes is shown or not doesn't change the way the like button works. It might change whether somebody you don't know, and based on what that they changed it.
Hey man, it's up to the viewer. Like I said, I've been starting to try to change what I say about it now. I mean, if you want to click start, click like, then click like. But I highly recommend we just ignore the hell out of it until YouTube actually makes it functional.
I highly recommend that if you like a video, you hit like. If you don't like a video, don't hit like. And if you really dislike a video, either block the creator or pause. I don't know about hitting dislike. I would say just don't interact with the video at all. And when it comes up, go to not interested. That's what I do. On the YouTube home screen, if there's a video I truly hate, I just say not interested. And if it's a creator I don't like, I say don't show me any more of these videos from this channel. That's the serious way of not seeing nude yoga videos if you really don't want to see nude yoga videos.
Depends on who's in the nude yoga video.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the real way of not seeing nude yoga videos is don't do a search for nude yoga videos.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention the fact also, and if you ever go to court, right? And this was in the Amber Heard trial, right? Recently, where they used a person's videos against them because you remember that one manager from that trailer park hotel or whatever, the guy who kept trying to say he was from an abused family, so he can relate to Amber, whatever the hell. They were using his YouTube likes, like, oh, you follow that umbrella guy, and umbrella guy was railing on Amber, so they were trying to use his YouTube likes against him, what he watches, death by association. And if they have access to your liked videos, they can use that against you.
They can, if YouTube has your watch history too. If they want to use it against you, they can use it against you whether you like the video or not.
Well, your watch history isn't laid out open. Your likes are.
No, I believe that the likes are private now. You can certainly set it if you want them to be private or public. I believe by default they're private. That said, I personally don't have a problem with making them public, because when I don't mind people seeing the videos I like, and letting, it's a great way. Honestly, it's one of the ways I found new creators. When I was new to the YouTube nerd community, I looked at who Salty or Anti or Lore Reloaded, and Trek Yards and the videos they liked. And I looked at them and I started watching some of those people, and then I liked them. So the system works if you use it. If you don't use it, then just ignore it. But to actively say don't use the like button or it tracks you, that's just stupid. Because obviously it tracks you. The whole point of an algorithm is to track what you do. YouTube doesn't need the like button to track you.
No, it just confirms. It's a further confirmation, though.
I honestly don't even understand what you mean.
That
It's
means
a
there's a
further
difference.
confirmation.
It's a further confirmation because they look at
That
the
you
video
like
that
a
you
video,
clicked
yes,
on. It's
a
different
further
when you
confirmation
actually
that
click.
you like a video.
Exactly.
And
That's the whole purpose of it.
hang on, Bird. I'm sorry. I just got to welcome to my end of the stream here another good friend of mine. Her channel is absolutely awesome. You need to go check her out if you haven't checked her out already. She is Janet
we like
from
her
Another
videos?
Planet.
Hello.
Hey, Janet, how you
How are
doing?
you guys doing?
Hello.
We're doing pretty good.
Greetings.
Well, I just saw
Or whatever time of day it is.
your link. So I don't know how long you've been on already or anything or what you're even talking about. It just said fun. So what are you talking about that's fun?
Right now we're talking to Bird of Prey about likes and dislikes and how it affects you and may not affect you and things like that while I play around with Linux. We're also simultaneously live on LDG Free the Nets channel.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hello.
And he's got Bird of Prey 5 on his channel. So yeah, it's a big
I see Gap.
party.
I see you highlighted Gap asked a question. So if I shut off my YouTube watch history, do they still know what I watch? Yes.
Yes.
Because they're
Yeah.
YouTube.
If I'd known you were going to be talking about stuff like that, I would have worn my something Star Trek-y.
And Gap After Dark says, "Hey, Janet from Another Planet."
Hello. But yeah, I love Star Trek. I think the Bird of Prey is freaking awesome.
Blah, Janet.
Hey, I'm gonna turn my
Glory
camera
to
off.
you
I got
and your
something to show
house.
you.
Cool. Let's see if you guys are ready here. In the meantime, I'm actually going to shut down my Linux VirtualBox, and I think we'll go ahead and I'm going to pull up my Instagram because I've got a bunch of short videos that I found that are absolutely fun. So speaking of which, I'm going to just stop
There you
this for a
go.
second and maximize.
That's something I bought that I'm gonna
Wow.
make. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's upside.
down.
There
Okay.
we go.
There it is.
Nice.
So that's
Motion
one of the
beautiful.
things. So I'm just showing that I'm a real nerd and that I'm interested in this stuff. Let me get my other thing. This is my last trip I took to Dallas. There's a really cool store there that I buy some of my stuff from, for my models and my collectibles. But here's the other one. See?
Nice.
Oops, is it upside down?
Perhaps the
No.
most beautiful
Perfect.
enterprise ever created.
Yeah, so I haven't started on these yet. I'm still on one of my other pictures that I'm working on. I'm trying to finish the Spider-Man one. But I'm really into Star Trek stuff. So, and I'm going to hang them from the ceiling of my office when I'm finished.
Trying to find my reel because I have a bunch of funny videos saved to the reel that I wanted to show off. I don't think I can easily access this on the website version of Instagram, and I really don't feel like switching to a mobile version. There's just some really funny stuff I wanted to share. At some point I wanted to go through maybe the home button. Nope. At some point I wanted to go through just do an Instagram video and just watch all the Instagrams just for fun. But all right, well, that idea is going out the window. Boo. But yeah, Janet, you should join us on Saturday nights for Jepnerdy on John DeMarco's channel.
That sounds like fun. Just send me an invite and I'll try to run over there and be involved so I can make sure I don't plan anything, because I play DD during the day. I've just signed up. I've done 2. I'm about to start my 3rd campaign on Saturday.
Ooh.
And it usually takes 6 to 8 hours. So, and it's live on the internet on Bruce Lombardo, Dick's Divisions channel.
Okay.
So, if I'm done with that, I'll be happy to run over and play.
I'm going to post the standby link in the general chat here for John DeMarco's channel. It's Jepnerdy. He plays every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. I believe there's going to be a time change because daylight savings time is coming to an end very soon. The time might still be the same, but time conversions will be different depending on where you live. Plays 3 rounds of Star Trek, heavily Star Trek based Jeopardy rounds with the board expertly and beautifully created by the great, the one, the only Professor Brandy Specs. Absolutely fun time. Might stream the last week's Jepnerdy. I claimed the top spot on game 1, got utterly defeated on game 2, but I had a great time with everybody, so it's a lot of fun. And if you want to test your knowledge against the likes of me, Cinnabon Bunny, Berto Prey 5, Mercer Create, come join us. There will be an open invite to join the game via StreamYard when the game goes live, and that is on John DeMarco's channel. The link is right here in the public chat. Check it out, save the date, save the video, share the link, and bring your friends. And we have a question from Gap After Dark for Janet.
He was talking about this, and I've done a couple of TV, or not TV, but web series for Star Trek as a doctor, and here's one of my favorite shirts. I don't know if you can see it. It says, "Trek yourself before you wreck yourself." Spot. So I've got tons of this cool stuff that I love.
It's hilarious how your filter is going on his face.
Oh yeah, it to 80 eyes. See, I can be an alien. That's why I worked really hard to get the software to be able to do some of this stuff for my
using Snapcam. That's what I'm using. Program
I think it's
found.
really cool. So I can be you know,
Yes,
like,
oh, yeah.
you guys see the movie Escape from New York
I believe so.
or Escape
Yes, I
from
have.
LA, where
Mm-hmm.
Snake Plissken is fighting those people that do too much plastic surgery. You see, it's pretty cool, I think.
Kurt Russell's
There you
awesome.
go.
I love it. So that's why I wanted to do it, so I could do my my actual character, which is right here. See?
Speaking of RPGs, ever since I joined the nerd community, I've wanted to play a Star Trek role-playing game. I've wanted to run it. I haven't been able to get players when I first started off because I wasn't known and nobody really cared. And now it's been like a year or two later, and I think there's some potential in that. I would really like to run a Star Trek game. I created my own system, so we don't have to use copyrighted systems. And the original concept I'd still like to try out. Everything is controlled by the computer. So how many people you come up against in a certain situation, what the situation is to begin with. Everything is randomly decided by the computer, and the name of the system was called Landrew.
Yeah, I think I already told you that I would love to try it out. You just have to make sure I know, when you're going to do it.
Yeah, we need some more players, and then we got to decide if that's going to be the case. I really, really, really want to run a Star Trek campaign. And we're going to change this.
Yeah, I love Star Trek. I went on and put Petito Raven's channel when he did his 56. I think it was his 56 years from Star Trek or something like that. And I'd had my short little Romulan wig on and my little ears. So I could be a Vulcan or a Romulan, and then I had one of my uniforms on, and it was fun. And I came up with some trivia questions and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. But anything to do with Star Trek, I'm just, except for Picard and a few other of the new stuff, I'm not into. But I'm into. I love Deep Space Nine. And certain characters from different shows, I'm into more than others, but I love it. I think it's sad that we don't have something like that for kids to look into and think about wanting to one day maybe go to other planets or other galaxies, use their imagination.
Yeah, not even Prodigy captures that. And that's for kids, period, end. But that's me when I was a teenager growing up, really screwed up circumstances. I would look forward to coming home and watching reruns of TNG. My father brought me up on Star Trek, the original series, since I was 2 years old. And I've just been, lifelong diehard Trek fan. The new stuff is a different story. Me, like a lot of others, I'm very disappointed in it.
Yeah.
I give things a chance. I give things the benefit of the doubt. And this Discovery really soured the milk for me. And it was just plain, going into season 2, and then season 3 was a joke. Season 4 was even worse. Actually, no, I take that back. Season 4 was a slight improvement, but that's like spraying a different scent of air freshener that smells better on top of a pile of crap.
Yeah.
Season 4 was the burn, right? That was when we found out the burn was caused by a temper tantrum.
No, that was season 3.
That was 3. Okay.
Yeah. Season 4 was the 5 light year across anomaly that was randomly showing up and eating planets alive. And then they had to go to the galactic barrier and leave the galaxy to go talk to these people to tell them to turn the machines off. They did. Pretty much, yeah. No, season 3 was the worst. He cried.
Season 3 was horrible.
Billions died. How did that happen? Every episode had you in tears, and you had no idea why, because you didn't like the story, you didn't like the characters, you couldn't give a yet you're in tears. Some people just turned it off before it got to that point. I didn't. I'm a masochist.
Don't forget about Carl.
Carl.
A lot of us are. We keep waiting for something good to happen, and we're always disappointed in the end.
Right.
But I don't know why we do it. Torture ourselves.
Yeah, Brad Wolf has the right idea here.
Season 1, yeah.
Yeah. Season 1
I stopped
started
after
off,
the burn.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it no more. Picard, I stopped after season 1. Picard, I stopped after 5 minutes. Picard was a beautiful show. The first 5 minutes of episode 1, and then after that, it just went to shit. Absolute shit. But season 3, I don't know. I might watch a little bit of season 3 just because of the cameos, the people coming in, Moriarty, But I'm not gonna put any stock in actually enjoying it.
I'm looking forward to it because I'm very interested in all of it. Like, season 1 of Picard was the worst. One of the
Horrible.
worst pieces of crap I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
And I wanted desperately to like it. But after
did I.
episode 2, it just didn't, episode 1 started work its way in, and everything was doing pretty decently, and then episode 2 came in. It was like, okay, and then crap the bed in episode 3, and that was the end of it.
Oh,
Now, if they
went-
would have done it like Cobra Kai, Picard should have been done like Cobra Kai. The way
Yes.
Cobra Kai did it, that should have been Picard, and it would have been a million times better if they took some notes from Cobra Kai, how they brought back everything, how they didn't disrespect the original story. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to do a watch party of the entire canon Karate Kid series. So that's Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 3. I'm not so sure on the next Karate Kid, even though the creators, the showrunners of Cobra Kai said that it is. We have yet to see anything. And then all of Cobra Kai. If you're going to make a rebooted series with an old cast that's cherished and time honored and loved by millions of fans, billions actually, if you count the people who live, breathe, and die and then get reborn and enjoy it, another generation that enjoys it, you're looking at billions of people that really love this stuff. You've got to do it like Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is the textbook.
yeah, I like Cobra Kai. I think it was very well made.
Yep.
The banter between the two lead characters, all that, I think is really, really spot on.
Yeah.
Draws you in. You're rooting for both of them, even though they're totally opposite. So they did a great job in the script.
Yeah, and no spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen season 5 but wants to see it. You're gonna love it.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to watch it.
Season 5.
liked
is
season
my number
5.
one.
I liked season 5, but I will say, just to say fairly, if you start watching from the beginning.
Yes.
If I were to put all of them at my best to worst, season 5 was literally the weakest, but it was still great. Still loved it. It was still good. But if you look at all the seasons, 1 was awesome. 2 was really good. 3, I mean, they're all really good, but 5, I would say, was the only issue I kind of had with a couple of the plot lines on 5, but it ended on, it stuck the landing. The ending of 5 was perfect. Like, that was great.
And I really liked how they formulated it, because they knew they were getting season 6. They knew they were already renewed for season 6 while they're in production for 5. But the way they did it, you could end on 5.
Do you think they
Could you?
did it on purpose that way?
No. What they did though was, and not, it's a slight spoiler, but I'm not going to completely ruin it. There is a cliffhanger, but you don't need that cliffhanger. If you cut the cliffhanger out of it, you have a perfect landing for a series finale. And when you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I guess I can agree with that.
That's just the way it's done.
If they got canceled, you wouldn't feel like you missed anything.
Well,
Exactly.
I heard that they left it the way they did because they're planning on doing a movie.
It's kind of complicated what they're actually planning. There is a 6th season coming out. They've been renewed for 6. That's going to be in pre-production really soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's what's coming after. They're either going to do a season 7 or they're going to do a movie. And we don't know what's going on. But we do know either or, whatever idea they have, it's been widely accepted. And I can't wait for it. Whatever they do, I can't wait for it.
Yeah, because it's sad though that we're all starving for good, entertainment. That we're praying for next year
Yeah.
for more, and because we can't just change the channels anymore. I mean, there used to be so many good shows on that you had to record two while you were watching one. And now
Right.
you can't even record one because it's maybe once a month you might find one good show.
Exactly.
It's sad. The entertainment industry has just gone down the tubes. And now that you have the streaming services, we're having to pay, $9 a month to even see if they even have one good show. And that's sad, in the state we are in right now. And I just
It
don't
is.
see it getting any better. And that's the sad thing. Like, what was the name of The Expanse? Did you guys watch The Expanse?
I love The Expanse.
I thought it was phenomenal, but it seemed like it slowly, progressively got less entertaining as it
Yeah.
went. I mean, it had the really good characters, but it seems like they took away from,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
overall character arcs to add things that really they didn't need to. You know what I mean? Which I
Bird?
thought was kind of
I
stupid.
think Expanse
Yeah.
peaked at season 3 and then
Mhm.
kind of whittled away to the point that the last season I was like, take it or leave it.
Yeah. Me too. That's how I felt. It was kind of like
I,
it was
I
being
just,
torn out from the inside out, basically. Tore up the story.
I just
And
feel when we talk about shows, people looking for good shows, I strongly have to recommend For All Mankind.
Yep.
On Apple TV if you get a chance to watch that. Ronald D. Moore. It's 3 seasons so far, and a 4th is coming up.
And just on my side of the multicast, I'd like to just give a shout out to one of my best friends in the chat, Mr. John DeMarco, the Mighty Beard himself, who has that Jep Nerdy channel that I had introduced and pushed earlier. He's the man, the myth, and the legend. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already, and come join us for Jep Nerdy Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe, because it's 10 a.m. Sunday on our side here in the land of the rising sun. By the way, folks, I will be playing Jep Nerdy. That will be my last Jep Nerdy in Japan for at least 3 weeks. I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing when I'm back home. Probably not, because I've got a lot of obligations to do with my folks. But if I don't, then I will be definitely back watching playing Jep Nerdy when I get back home to Japan.
Well, that'll be a blast.
Yeah. Can't wait to have you on playing with us, though, Janet.
It's gonna be fun.
Let's see. So yeah,
I'm excited about it.
excited to
I'm
have
always
you.
looking forward to new stuff that's causes you thought-provoking type of things.
Hey, John, if you're still on, if you want to come on up to the panel, the link is in the at the top as always. Now, folks, if you're on my side, just to let you know, we are simulcasting with LDG. Hashtag free the net. We are, if you appear on my show, your voice will appear on his. So that's just one caveat here. I think this is actually really cool that we're able to simulcast and share streams. And on LDG's side, he has Bird of Prey 5. The man, the myth, the legend. One of the
I got a
funniest-
radical idea. What if we cross the streams? Cross the
That could be bad.
streams. That could be bad. Tell them about the Twinkie.
It's another great movie.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about watching doing live things where we watch an actual movie in Discord,
Mm.
with my
Nice.
group of people, because I'm not monetized or anything like that, and I just want to do stuff that's fun with other people that like the same things I like or are interested in, and pick and choose different things like that, and maybe on different Discord servers watch different things, and do the video watch, where everybody's got the little video
Watch
of their
party.
face, yeah, and watch something and then talk about it as we're watching it, and pause it or whatever. And I think it'd be fun. It'd be almost
This
like we're all sitting in the
afternoon-
same living room getting to watch a movie together, bitch and moan about it, or root somebody on, that kind of stuff. It's fun. I miss it. I mean, we need stuff like that. Our own fellowship.
I do twice a
camaraderie.
week. I do video watch parties, and this afternoon at 4 p.m. Used to be DS9 Wednesday, and we went through all 7 seasons of DS9. We finished it last week, so this week we start Enterprise. So I have at 4 p.m. we'll be watching Broken Bow. And then every Wednesday, another Enterprise episode. On YouTube, they just get screenshots every 10 seconds, but if you're live,
yeah.
you can watch
They
it.
won't let you do anything
Yeah.
fun on YouTube unless you do it completely private.
Well, that's what I do is I have YouTube will get a screenshot, whereas if you're in the stream with me, I put an address where everybody can actually watch it live, so we can all talk about it and whatnot as we watch it.
Yeah, Bert, I know the software and website you're talking about. Is that premium or is that free?
Free.
No, that's free.
Really?
Yeah, side tube. Yeah, that's free.
'Cause I might do that with Cobra Kai Karate Kid series watch parties.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking about doing.
There's another site that I know
Cosme?
LDG uses. Yeah, that other people use. It's a little fancier, but I just got used to SideTube, so that's what I use.
Yeah, I was going to recommend that to Janet. Discord works. Whatever works. I actually I host the Underground, which is basically just a stream. It's an offline StreamYard, and that's where we hang out. That's the chat room. Everybody wants to come in. It's a StreamYard. freethenet.org/underground, and do a hangout there. I'm always open. Come meet people. We do screen shares, but if you get more than 10 people, then you might need to use a third party. Discord's good. Cosme.io is the one I use. SciTube is the one the Bird uses. But yeah, there are plenty of options out there. I like SciTube and Cosme because it doesn't require you to install an app. You don't have to download, Discord and sign up and actually have that program. Cosme and SciTube just requires a browser. And then of course StreamYard. A lot of people don't use StreamYard that way, but all you have to do is open up a new broadcast and click record only, and that's a permanent room that you can advertise that link and have an offline chat room of your very own that people can come in whenever they want and just use StreamYard itself. Yeah.
Because I'm wanting to do something special when I get to 500 subs. But because you can't really do anything. I mean, YouTube doesn't offer anything like the community chat or anything like that when you're just little like I am. But I want to do like a special private pajama party or something where we can play music and play games, bring different people up, and we can all talk and just I'm going to keep it private. I want to be able to send out a link to people that are only my subscribers and invite them to come. And I'm never going to make it public. It's going to be on private forever. And to me, when you have subscribers, you have to have something just for them and keep it that way. That's what makes them special, because you are where you are because of your subs, right? So I want to keep it that way so that if they want to get up there and talk or whatever they say, they don't have to worry about anybody besides the other subscribers even knowing what they did or what we did or whatever, and you can go back and watch it whenever they want. I
Mhm.
want to do stuff like that. Just like I said, I'm not going to do shows like this or anything on my channel, because my channel is specifically for a genre that most people don't do. You know, when I do my little goofy shorts, I do pickup lines, and I'm spontaneous and just do goofy stuff. You know, I might do something about Star Trek or whatever. I don't have a set genre, you know. And then I read my book. That's basically, and they're short. I keep them short as possible too, and I just little bite-sized pieces since it's a vampire type story. And I don't plan on doing anything like, you know, anything more. And that's why I go to other people's channels to do stuff on theirs, like United Resistance on Tuesday night and Monday night with Bruce Lombardo on his channel. But or maybe on Saturday night, you know, with you guys or whatever, because I like doing it on other people's channels to do the longer streams and other content and stuff. But I just want to keep mine, what I made it for in the first place, just for fun, you know. My focus is not ever worrying about it being big or anything like that, because it's not, I don't want it to take over my life. I don't want to change who I am or my perspective on things. I just want it to be me, fun, and do it that way. So I want to keep it, my stuff like that, specifically for just my subs, and make it fun. You know, I don't know how to play, I don't know how to put Jackbox on or anything like that. I would love it. I think if I could, I'm not very good at it yet. I'm trying to learn. I mean, like just being able to read right now, what the chat's saying, and then having to try to respond to some of them. It's hard because I'm not, you know, I'm not that savvy yet with all this stuff, but I'm learning and I'm trying to learn, but I'm still not going to do certain things with my channel compared to other people, because that's just not me. But
I'm dropping a link to Janet's channel on both chats, mine and LVG's. Give it a click, give her a subscribe, check her content out. It's hilarious, and motivational as well. Very shorts, short programming that will definitely keep your attention and entice you to watch the entire set.
I need let me copy that. I got Wise Guys asking for Janet's link. There you go, Wise.
I already put it there. I already got you.
No, he's over here. Yeah, he's
yeah. I got you on your chat.
I got you.
Yeah, I got it on.
Oh,
both.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, Janet, I think you've got the right idea. My biggest concern is audience retention on my videos. I couldn't right now. I'm not looking for likes. Sorry, Bird. I'm not really looking for likes. But I'm looking for
have
audience.
You done any shorts before?
No. Oh, actually, yeah. I've got a couple of them. I don't remember if I made them public again or not.
Well, I think every channel should do a couple shorts, even if it's just you saying, well, I'm up and I'm working on this video, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that, and post it. Because if you can if it gets in that little thing, you know, that, what is it, algorithm, you know, and spins around, people that you would never even think will check it out and go to your channel, and they'll say, hey, this guy's got some interesting stuff. So it can bring people to your channel to watch other things. A few channels that I've went on and done interviews and stuff on, they started doing shorts, and they said they've increased a lots of views and people subscribing to their channel. So I'm just saying, it's an avenue. It's like free advertising, you know, for your channel. You know, don't knock it. It doesn't mean you have to do TikTok videos. It just means it's a promotional, you know, trailer or whatever you want to call it for your content on your channel. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, a few people that I know that have started doing it have had a pickup in, you know, their stuff. But the thing is, you're not going to get a lot of view hours. That's like mine. It's going to take me, was it what, 4,000 hours you have to have, right, on YouTube to be monetized? Well, how long do you think that's going to take when I have 25 to 45 second videos?
Right.
I mean, I have to have 10 million views or something for it to even be remotely close to what you need. And so I'm just not focusing on that. I focus on doing what I want, and just like anyone does. And I am drawn to people who do content, and I can see their excitement. and their enjoyment of them talking about things that they love, and that draws me in. And those are the channels that I tend to go to and try to watch as many as I can, like the ones drawing, drawing art or whatever, because it just comes across in their video that they're doing something they love, and it makes me feel good. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I do. I go to entertainment for entertainment, to be entertained, which is what Hollywood used to be, which it isn't now. Now it's just a propaganda that they try to shove down your throat. And the people that I follow on YouTube aren't like that at all. They're just people, and I enjoy listening to them. And that's what I want. I think everybody does that, and everybody has that potential to do that. And that's what draws people to your channel. They're interested in your content and what you have to say. So might as well show people what you got.
Right.
So do it. Go for it.
My when I go back to regular programming in November, I usually like to keep my programming down to below an hour. But if I go over an hour, usually a good hour and 15, hour and 20. I like to limit it because I want to keep audience retention percentage at a pretty high rate, because streams like this, hour and a half going on, if I go any longer than this, it's going to stay up, but people aren't going to watch 100% of it, and that's going to really show against the algorithm too. So my mainline programming, when I don't do impromptu live streams, I always want to keep it down, because when people watch it on replay, they don't want to watch a 6-hour program.
Exactly. Another benefit of deleting your live streams like that.
Well, if it's a documentary, or like if someone was at like a rally or whatever, or there was riots in the street, you know what I mean? Like Fat Steven Seagal, when he started doing the live streams, showing the live streams from the truckers and stuff, his channel grew great because people were really interested in just watching it. So it just depends on the content. I don't think that how long it actually is will be affected if the content is something that people are drawn to and want to watch it. And if it doesn't get the views you want, just take it off your channel, later on. If it's not performing the way you think you want it to. Does that hurt you? I don't know enough about it.
Back when I was doing, when I first started out on YouTube, like back in 2007, I used to play this game called The Movies, and I would make, it's basically a real-time strategy simulator to, like SimCity, but you build a movie studio and then you can create movies, write your own scripts, and have the CGI actors act it out for you. And I had a couple.
Cool. I'd like to have that program.
It's a great cute little game. Very difficult to play because everything is randomized. Either your movie does really, really good or it does really, really bad, just based on a roll of a dice. That part I didn't like. But I used to do like Power Rangers and Star Trek parody little movie clips. And then I got copyrighted one time, but and challenged it and lost, but it wasn't a real strike. It was just a copyright content claim, and they muted the video. But I had a couple of cult classics come up where it would start off and have a max for the longest time of like 10 views, and then all of a sudden it shot up to 1,000. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of luck anymore yet, but maybe one day if I really work on it. Yeah. What's going on? Okay. So, all right. And shout out to Captain Fandom Nerd, who just joined LDG's stream.
Were you going to call me LGBTQ?
Try not to. Mr. Alphabet. No.
Oh God, yeah. Don't let that one stick, please.
I won't.
I'd rather be called Pickles. Yes, JP's Crowder, chowder. We'll get started shortly on that, my friend. Hey, Pop Culture, good to see you.
So yeah, back to, I'm gonna pull a Jen Psaki and circle back to New Trek. So yeah, Picard, I will say season 1 was an absolute dumpster fire. Season 2, I forgave a little bit more of it, but it's still, on hindsight, I'm not watching these episodes again. If I kind of gauge my ability to like content by how many times I go back and rewatch it. And
If you can even do that.
exactly. The first 2 episodes of Star Trek Discovery, I rewatched 1,000 times because they were good. But then episode 3 happened, and then the rest of the series happened. And no, nothing was really worth watching a second watch through, except in season 2 with the scenes of the Enterprise and Captain Pike, which he made it watchable even on a one-time basis, where you just watch through the whole thing. But that was it. Other than that, nope, couldn't care less. They screwed up Spock. They gave Michael Burnham Spock's storyline, and that was the end of that. Season 3 was absolute garbage. And it kind of gave you a big bait and switch when it introduced the newer characters. Like, what's their face? I kind of liked her when they were a she, and then all of a sudden it turned into angsty teenage wokeness and activism. So it became less than what it was. And everybody that I hear talking about Star Trek was always about activism. They were right to a point. Where, and this is the age-old truth. Star Trek made you think about the positions that they were trying to tell you. Star Trek allowed you to pick a side and make up your own mind. It used to be that way. Now it's, if you disagree with me, you're ultra MAGA and you need to be eliminated.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you're branded no matter what. I mean, It doesn't matter what kind of content you make, you're going to be branded by somebody. So you can't please everyone. That's why you shouldn't worry about it. You should do what you feel is honest, good content for you. And the people that watch it will either like it or not. But if they do like it, they're going to tell other people, you need to watch this. This is really good. Right. And word of mouth really does help. But it also hurts you when you have people that, dish you. They go on Twitter or, Instagram and say, oh, this guy sucks. He's like this, that, or the other. And, that's what you get.
And Jedi Bill is shouting you out from LDG stream.
Oh,
Janet from another planet.
Yeah, I know him. Hi, Jedi.
Jedi, what's going on, man? You see?
And I will say this, I'll only share this because this was actually the beginning of a very valued friendship that I've got with Professor Brainy Specs. Him and John DeMarco, I consider some of my best friends in existence. But it didn't start out too well. I was on Salty Checker stream talking about Strange New Worlds. And I will say this, I liked it. I was able to rewatch it. Yes, it has a lot of problems, but comparing it to Star Trek Picard and Star Trek Discovery, it is still, to me personally, the best, some of the best of the new Trek out there. Hi, Jedi Bill. How you doing, buddy? And I defended it. I fell on the sword and was completely blinded from seeing the glaring problems with it. But I still liked it. Where Professor Brainy Specs comes in, I got absolutely destroyed by him in the chat because my logic actually didn't stand up against common sense. And he called me out on it pretty good. But ever since then, Professor Brainy Specs and I have been very, very, very good friends. And that's the history of that. But the larger point I wanted to make is, I rewatched a lot of Strange New Worlds. Recently, no. Not because of time or anything, but because I just simply don't have the interest. It doesn't hold interest. And when I compare that to shows like Cobra Kai, you have two different types of shows. You got a show that releases weekly, Strange New Worlds, which to me was decent entertainment. They overdid their politics, but they still let you make up your own mind which side you were on, and didn't flame bait you for thinking wrong. They screwed up the season finale. I'll get into that at some other time. But they went back to the original Trek formula and yes, they still shoved it down your throat, but they didn't tell you were wrong for disagreeing with them. That was a big improvement that they did over Picard and over Discovery. That made me appreciate that show a little bit more. Aside from the fact, I think that's probably the best reimagined vision of the Enterprise. Even though it doesn't match up on the interior sets, the exterior shots were gorgeous. That being said, then you've got Cobra Kai, which drops all of its episodes in one day. Both of them have 10 episodes each, but one is bingeable. But we're still talking about Cobra Kai in a positive way. Whenever somebody's talking about Strange New Worlds, it's either neutral or negative, or it's not being talked about at all. That's the difference between quality, and that is where I would say that Secret Hideout pooped the bed, but they never had continence. They were always incontinent to begin with, and they were pooping all over the place before even in and out of bed. So, there's that. And John says Strange New Worlds doesn't have Burnham, which is definitely an improvement. However, I still have no desire to rewatch it. And you know what, John? At this point, I agree with that. I just don't. There's absolutely no reason to rewatch it. I won't even rewatch it for the recap when season 2 premieres. They screwed up a lot in the series finale or season finale. And Jen, I don't know, have you seen this season finale of SNW?
No.
Do you mind if I spoil it? Because it's really
no. I don't mind. I don't plan on watching it. I mean, a couple of my friends started telling me about certain things, and I was like, I'm definitely not going to waste my money or time watching something that's just going to make me sad and depressed and make me want to break my TV. Sorry, it's just, I'm not rich. I can't afford to buy a new TV every time I watch a show. So I just try not to put myself in the position, because I know my temper. I know that I'm going to be mad. I'm going to have nightmares and not sleep. I mean, that I hate to say it, but it bothers me. And I don't know why I let it bother me so much, but I just avoid things that I know when I already know what, I know what my reaction is going to be. So why put myself in that position? You know?
Well, it is Star Trek, and it's something that, we both grew up with, and we're both in the fandom, and we both hold it near and dear. And when they screw something up as much as they did, we take high offense to it, and sometimes we do lose sleep over it. The finale of Strange New Worlds is one such example. And I'm going to compare this real quick to the Enterprise series finale. Not Terra Prime, which is the actual series finale, but the holodeck simulation. These Are the Voyages. Where, as horrible as These Are the Voyages was, they still stuck the landing when it came to the member berries. The only gripe that I have is that the interior shots of the Enterprise D, the turbo lifts were wrong. That was it. Everything else looked great. Even slightly older Jonathan Frakes eased back into his role. But Strange New Worlds series season finale starts off with something that everybody squeed over. Everybody, even the haters, really was like, "That's so cool," because you got a back shot of future Pike in the Monster Maroon from The Wrath of Khan, and then it cuts to a front shot, and the glaring errors in the design of the uniform shut everything down. And they didn't completely remake the uniform. They cut up a red Discovery uniform and screwed everything up about the design. The badge was too big, the strap was too long. It didn't work. And then the entire episode became a flash forward where Captain Pike changes roles with Captain Kirk from Balance of Terror. And the last character I would ever expect to be racist, and that would be Erica Hernandez, or not Erica Hernandez. Erica. What's her name? That's how memorable these characters are. I can't remember their names. I actually like this character a lot, but she was completely out of character in the finale, and it was absolute cringe. Ethan Peck did a decent job as Spock, and they didn't story-wise, it was okay. They did not perform it well. And the way they used Kirk, Captain Kirk, and they changed a bunch of things, it didn't work. And the actor they got to play Kirk, Salty defended it, saying, they only hired him, and 2 weeks later he was shooting. That's no excuse. If you're going to recast Captain Kirk, even if it's on just a a short-term, quick basis to fill something in, at least delay production by about another month, because he's got to be really convincing that he is a perfect replacement. I'm choosing my words carefully for the young William Shatner. Otherwise, just call the dang show a reboot and carry on. It didn't work. In the end, I watched it a few times, but in the end, it just didn't work out at all.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question. When you said you watched the first 2 episodes and then the third one was crap, was there any hints at all in the second episode that made you think that the third one's not going to be very good?
No, they dropped the bomb.
It's like, because that's a huge dramatic change, a shift, because usually it's like a slow progressive change, you know what I mean? So you can kind of get a sense that, oh God, here we go, it's going down, it's going to be, next episode is going to be bad, you know what I mean?
Right. Picard was kind of like that, where it had a decline from episode 2, it had a slight decline in episode 3, started a little bit more sharply, and then season 4 just nuked. Whereas Discovery, the first 2 episodes were actually, it was purposefully done this way, where it was formulated as great Star Trek, because what it was supposed to do was supposed to entice people to subscribe to Paramount Plus, no, CBS All Access. And it was to entice the investors to say, hey, Star Trek is back. It's bigger and it's louder and it's more awesome than ever. But once you get to episode 3, it's an instant nuke. So there was no indication
So
that
see,
it was going
I
to
had the
stay.
opposite because I saw the first 15 minutes and I'm going, oh, fuck this. I'm out. Seeing the Klingorks. These aren't Klingons. I don't know what the hell they are. They're not Klingons.
That bothered me too. That
Yeah, they
bothered me
kind of
too,
looked
but,
like gremlins. They were. It's what a Klingon is when you feed them after dark.
Yeah.
You feed them past midnight, they turn into that.
Yeah.
and I've just been informed it was Erica Ortegas, who was the character from Strange New Worlds. And yeah, I agree. Should not at all have Mbenga as chief medical officer on the Enterprise. It's ridiculous. It should be voice, and it should be played by Jeffrey Combs. Don't know why it's not. It's absolutely terrible. Well, no, I do know why it's not. Just like I know why they selected yet, and please don't take offense to this, I hope you don't, another female as the new chief engineer to replace Hemmer. So this is difficult because if I speak out against this, I sound like a complete misogynistic prick. But if I speak out against it, it is still my freedom of speech to disagree that this is a absolute bad call. Should it be a male? If it serves the story and she's a good character, then I don't care.
And that's how it should be.
Right.
See, that's the whole thing. When you read a script and you like the script, right? You like the overall script, and the writer that came up with the story or whatever makes this character a female, this one a male, another two more males, and then another female for different parts and the way they interact in the story. If you read the script and you like it, why do they feel like they have to go back and take away the male and put a woman in there? Yeah, I don't see. That's what I'm saying. If they liked it in the first place, then why make all these changes? I sometimes have written scripts, and I've had people come and say, "Well, we really love your story. We like the character arcs, blah blah blah, but we want to make this character the opposite sex, or a different race, or something like that, or gay, or lesbian, or whatever." And then I'm like, if I do that, then I have to change the story because that character is no longer going to act the same as they did before because they're a man now, or they're this or that. And then they say, well, that's what I want. Then I just sell them. Then I'm not going to, you don't have to option mine. I'm not going to sell it to you because that's not where this story is supposed to go. And, but I don't care if I'm not going to just take the money because to me, I created that character and I don't want to see it trashed, you know what I mean? Or become something it wasn't ever meant to be. If that's how they feel, then they should just hire writers and tell them what to write, and not try to find other people's stories and make them into something that you can tell when you watch it that something's not right with it. And that's why, because they're making so many changes to the character that would have been wonderful if they just left it the way the writer had imagined it in the first place. Right. But apparently the people up there, whoever's running it, aren't really watching any of it. You know what I mean? But it's just like, well, if you read the comic book, we don't want to hire you. Or if you read this book or you did this, if you know anything about the lore, we don't want you involved. And that ruins it. Because if they were to go online right now and find Star Trek fans, their films, their stories, I guarantee if they took that and sat with some of these people and wrote a script from that, it would be phenomenal. Because who knows Star Trek better than the fans? The real fans, the ones who followed it and know the lore, know the specs of the ships and, different things like that. That's interesting to other fans. And we're the ones that buy the tickets. So to me, it doesn't make any sense. The fact that they don't want to cater to us. We're the reason why they're even still around, because we buy their plastic ships to build. We buy their costumes. We go to Comic-Cons. We get our pictures taken with the stars that are in the shows, things like that. And that's the reason why it's still it's still popular. People still are interested and still hanging on, waiting for something new that is entertaining. But apparently the upper people that have the money to spend on it aren't interested in what we want. It's what they think we want.
Well, they're killing two birds with one stone. They're not catering to us. They figure if they cater to the young people, because young people outnumber the old people, and that's a constant, right? There's always new people. There's never new old people. They're I don't know what's the word, alienating the fans, but to their eyes, they're like, well, if we cater to the new people and if the old people don't like it, it's only going to make them want to watch the old stuff more. So to them, that's a plus. Because now they got the new people watching the new Trek, and they got the old people get pissed off, and they're going to go rewatch the old stuff. So now they have their old content and new content being recharged, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just see dollar signs. That's all they see. They don't care. They don't care about anything. They only care about the size of their wallet.
Blockbusters, though. You look at all the huge blockbuster movies. If you go back and you research all them, all the big wig people that did movie reviews, either liked it or they hated it. It was right down the center. And then the ones that won Academy Awards, most everyone, the people like us that bought tickets, said it sucked. It was crap, and it wasn't a blockbuster. The blockbusters always got bad reviews. So that's how I always went to movies. If the review people said, oh, this movie's awesome, it's wonderful, it's going to be an Academy Award winner, then I didn't buy a ticket. I waited until it came out on DVD to rent it cheap, and it was usually right where it was just not very good. But when they say they hate, it's very rare that a movie that was a blockbuster even gets nominated for anything. You know what I mean? And that just proved to me that they're up here and we're over here, and there's a big divide between us because they're not listening to what we, the customers, want. Right. And that's their thing, because I think it's stupid when you could win awards and also make a buttload of money if you just listened to the people and made what they were interested in. Or that's why some of these second movies come out and they almost do as good as the original, because they did try to follow the same format and it was successful. But
yeah, and today's entertainment is not made for general audiences. It's made for Twitter. I'm going to throw that out there. It is made for the blue check marks on Twitter. And that is why I have a problem with the casting choice for the new chief engineer on Strange New Worlds. Not because she's female, but because she's checked the character, the casting of the actress, and possibly the role only serves to check marks on a list from Twitter. Has absolutely nothing to do with Star Trek, nothing to do with the story, and I have no faith in it. I am going to watch it, but I don't put any money towards it, and that's all I'm going to say about that, because it's not here in Japan legally. That being said, I completely agree. A good gauge to see whether or not a movie is worth watching is it used to be back in the 80s and 90s. There would be a consensus between the critics and the audience, and that would be used in the advertisements of the movies back in the 80s, because nobody had sites like Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, I find that a movie that is rated rotten on Rotten Tomatoes but has a very good audience score is the movie you want to put money into. The movie that the blue check marks are complaining is sexist, misogynist, and all kinds of istophobes, that's the movie you want to see.
They didn't like Maverick.
They did not. They did
and
not.
I thought it was awesome. And I don't even really like Tom Cruise,
It was
but I thought
incredible.
the movie was phenomenal. I mean, so I'm just saying they I don't know why they haven't wised up and learned that, you know, you can have both sides
Right.
if you just cared about the content that you were actually putting out instead of trying to make it a political whatever. I don't know what it I mean, I honestly don't even know if it's political. I have no idea. It just to me does not make any sense at all. If it was them running their own business, they would be losing. I mean, I just don't see how you can push something for so long and have 1 or 2 episodes be good and the rest be no good. How do they make ad revenue? I mean, I just don't understand it, because
Right.
you can't make money if you can't sell ads, or if you can't sell tickets or memorabilia or things like that. So, I mean, you think about it, all the old comic book Marvel characters and DC characters are the ones that they sell that's on the t-shirts and stuff. They're still making money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, old comic books are still selling in old comic book shops and stuff like that. But the newer stuff, everything I've read, the numbers are not very good. I mean, they're really, really low. And I don't see how they think that. That's why all these comic book shops are closing down and going out of business. They can't make any money at it because people don't want to pay money, good money, $20, $30 for a comic book that sucks. You know,
Right.
when
And
I
that-
can go to a small old thrift stop comic book shop and buy an old comic book, and I can read it 25 times and love it every time I read it, because it's actually got a good gripping story and the artwork is phenomenal. Today it's like it's either got a halfway decent graphics and the story is like you know, it's just not, there's no comparison. And I feel sorry for young kids today that want to get involved in certain things because it's just not the same.
and it's offensive. A lot of the new stuff now is offensive. And what's even worse is that these, especially DC Comics, I used to be a DC fanboy over Marvel back in the 80s and 90s. Batman is one of my favorite characters of all time. That being said, today it's a travesty because they decided to go woke. Okay, so they went woke back in 2017, 2018. All right, that's fine because that's the trend. Everybody was going woke back then. And they went broke. They went woke, they went broke. So what do they do in order to try and compensate for that? They doubled down. Now you've got people like Gary from Nerdrotic, who used to run brick and mortar comic book shops, who won't even touch it now because the publishers are demanding so much for cooperation in certain ways from the comic book shop owners. It's just become a complete headache, and they're not making any money because they don't want to do business with the publishers anyway because they can't sell the crap. And the changes to all the new generation characters, the old generation characters, the new storylines like Superman getting sodomized by prison guards. It's absolutely disgusting. And DC, instead of saying, okay, well, this didn't work, let's try something else, they said, they attacked the fans, just like the actors and actresses from Star Trek Discovery. They attacked the fans, and then they doubled down on it. And it's amazing how these people are getting salary. And ultimately, we're suffering for it because we have one simple demand: make good content, tell a good story. Don't go woke for woke's sake. I don't personally have a problem if something goes woke. If the story is good and doesn't belittle me for disagreeing with it, I don't have a problem with that. Just like First Kill, I think was the name of the woke Netflix series with the two young vampire lesbians. I think that was the only woke trope in that, was that you've got interracial young lesbians who are in the lead of the show. But overall, the story was all right.
Yeah, but you
I
got to
didn't mind.
think about it too. Is there's how many characters in Marvel and DC?
Yeah.
Thousands, right?
Mhm.
But they tend to choose to take the same few top ones and change them, take away their character, then bring them back, and then take away their character and change their character to this or that to fit whatever narrative that they want to push that year or whatever. Instead
Yeah.
of finding another
Wrong.
character that's in the comic book that's already that way. You see what I mean? There's tons of characters that are gay, bisexual, um, just lesbian, just tons of different people in there with story backgrounds that they could take and develop and make into whatever show they want. But instead they take a character and change that character that was this and make it into something it wasn't. And then they don't understand why they have everybody griping about it. It to me that it's just dumb. It doesn't make any sense at all. Economically, story wise, or anything. It just doesn't make any sense. I just don't understand it, and why the people with the money, the producers and stuff, keep throwing money at it, knowing that they're going to do this to your stuff. I would go somewhere and do something independent and spend my money on that and get to have some say and say, hey, I read the script. It's good. Let's try to keep it as close to the script. That's what you have script supervisors for. Is to try to keep it and follow the line of the script so that everything fits together in the end, and you don't have to have half the movie cut up in editing because you
Right.
did follow the script and try to make it as realistic as possible to follow the script that all the producers decided to put their money in because they read the script and all agreed that it was a great story and they wanted to see it come to life. But it doesn't seem like any of them are doing that for some reason that you would think that they would want to do to make
All
money.
right. man. I think LDG is going to go over to Louder with Crowder.
Oh,
Might
okay.
help if I unmute. There we go. Yeah, boss. Hey, thanks for having me. Awesome chit chat. Anybody in the chat, if you want to continue this, go ahead and move over to Tokyo Trekker. Links in the chat. But hey, boss, I'm going to go ahead and get started with Crowder. I'm a little late and talk some free speech. Thanks again for having me. And remember the underground, freethenet.org/underground to hang out offline community chat, guys. Thank you, Janet. Nice seeing you. Tokyo,
Nice
everybody in the
seeing you.
chat.
LDG, have a good
Bye-bye.
stream, and thanks for joining us. We got to do this again.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one.
Yep.
So, yeah, I completely agree. I totally agree because, like, the changing characters just to take a stab at the fandom,
Mhm.
that's pretty much all it is there's no course that would make that profitable at all. The
Mm-mm.
director of Thor Love and Thunder, I forgot his name, Taiki Watiki or something like that. He said when that movie was announced that I will destroy your pop culture legends. I will destroy everything you love.
Mhm.
And he meant it.
So why would they pick him? See, that's what I don't understand. Why would the producers that are putting money in it to make money pick a director that says he's going to destroy their character?
Because of money. Not just money, but again, the blue check marks. It's completely wrong what they're doing. It's evil. But they somehow think that someday it'll be profitable. They did this Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was $1 billion movie, if I'm not too much mistaken. And the movie was awful.
I didn't watch it.
But that was the exception that proves the rule, not the exception that negates the rule. It's an anomaly.
I just remember friends of mine saying they went and they got online and tried to buy tickets, and that it was pretty much sold out. So they got like the last few tickets or whatever to go see it. And when they went, they said it wasn't even half full. So to me, that was 4 or 5 times that I had other friends tell me that. So to me, that showed me that someone was buying tickets, but wasn't going to
Right.
to falsify what the ticket numbers look like or whatever.
Mhm.
So and I do believe that. I mean, they manipulate lots of things. So they don't want you to know that the movie's not as successful as they thought. Just
Yeah.
like when Star Wars, the movie posters are changed depending on what country they go to, because they don't want certain people on the front of up in the front on certain posters, like in China or in
Yep.
Saudi Arabia. So, but they'll cater to that, but they tell us we're going to take whatever what they want us to have. You know what I mean? Because we are a free country. That's how they treat us. But if you're in another country and you believe a certain way, they cater to them. See,
Mhm.
all that bias is just what turns me off, and why I don't buy tickets with these people. And I know my little tiny $7.50 or whatever, $10 for a ticket isn't that big a deal, but it's me sleeping at night knowing that I didn't give money to somebody that treats me like a piece of shit. Sorry
Exactly.
for saying that word, but
Okay.
you know, I have a conscience, and and when I say certain things, I try to be honest about it, and I'm not going to take something that or pay for something that I think is bullcrap.
Right.
And I tell other people, if you want to watch it and you enjoy it, then you should. And you shouldn't let anyone talk you out of doing it if that's something you believe in. Because I do believe in freedom. I believe that people have the right to pick and choose what they want to do with their bodies, or uh, with their wallets. But I don't. I mean, I'm not going to do it just because my friend does it. I have my own choices, and I have no problem with people not liking me because of that. And I wish more people were like that. I wish more people would go with their gut and go with what they feel, instead of following the sheep and
Right.
doing whatever the other people do just because they're doing it. And I think if more people would stand up for themselves and what they believe, I think we'd see a huge shift in this whole mess when it comes to TV shows and good stories coming out,
Yeah,
because
and
it wouldn't make money.
yeah, and we're gonna get political on this one.
Well, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I actually want to go here. Um, and it's not the way you think. In today's society, the whole woke culture in its entirety, seeping over into the politics of everything,
Mhm.
has everybody wanting to slit each other's throat for a disagreement over the shade of blue the sky is.
Yep.
I mean, I can tell already. You and I, if we really sat down and talked about our political differences, we're going to have quite a few. But that doesn't dictate how we should treat each other.
Mm-mm. It
Fortunately,
shouldn't.
unfortunately, this is why people don't speak up anymore.
Mhm.
And it's one reason why people don't speak up anymore. The second reason is that if people try to speak up en masse, you get shut down. So
Mhm.
not only are we being told to fear the other side, we are being told that if we disagree, we're done.
Yep.
That's not how it worked back, until 2016. And secretly, yeah, probably did. But with the campaign and the entire presidency of Donald Trump, no matter how you feel about him, and I'm not going to ask, but his campaign and his presidency exposed the dirt, the grime, and the absolute pink sludge under the streets evil
Mhm.
of what these social engineers are doing to us. and
Yeah,
expose
and what's really funny about all that is that Hollywood and people that work in the industry from around the world already knew the slime and the scum,
it.
that is behind the scenes. It was when Trump came out, it was already being exposed, I think, more and more coming out about the pedophilia, other things like that, and drugs and alcohol and just all that different stuff that was going on behind the scenes in the entertainment, not just in movies, but in the music businesses, books, all the different things. But when he came into office and started getting people more riled up about the child trafficking, because it was child pornography, the people were getting arrested left and right under when he was president, and they were exposing people, and then it was, what was that guy's name, the Epstein guy, and the other guy that did go to jail, that big producer, I can't remember his name is, I'm sorry.
Weinstein?
Yeah,
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein. All these people started being exposed because there was more people willing to go in front of the microphone and say what had happened to them. So because of that, I think that's why Hollywood just said, we don't like this guy. We got to get rid of him. And they started getting their political partners, people that they donated to and things like that, and started saying, hey, if you want our millions, you better start doing something to get rid of this person, that type of thing. So it was pressure from Hollywood, I think, on the political side to push these people out, to push out not just Trump, but anyone else that was spouting the things that Trump was saying, America first and blah, blah, blah. We got to get rid of these people because they're hurting us. They're taking away from our ability to make and say whatever we want, the agenda that we're trying to push in Hollywood. So I think you're right about that, but I think it was already bubbling to the surface before he was in there. And I think that's one reason maybe why he even got elected, is that people were starting to secretly say, we got to do something, but I don't want anybody to know I'm involved, because if I say anything, then I'm ostracized and I won't be able to do this, or my neighbors will know. People are still afraid to speak up. So they secretly had a secret agenda that we're going to do this, that, and the other, and try to see what we can have accomplished. So I really think that had a lot to do with it. And now they're still trying to fight it now. It's been 2.5 years, or over 2 years, and they're still saying it, Trump, we hate Trump, we hate Trump. It's just a broken record, and people are starting to tune it out because they're just sick of it. It's like, okay, move on. There's got to be something else you can gripe about instead of that, because he's not even president. I don't know. I just want to see good stuff made, stuff that's entertaining, that takes us away from every day. We turn on the TV, we see crap. We go outside or read the newspaper, we see crap. We go to the grocery store or the gas pump, and we get depressed because it's crap. So when you get home and you want to turn on your TV, you want to what? You want to relax and be taken away from the crap.
There's no escape anymore.
And enjoy something. Take away from the stuff going on in your everyday life. And we can't even do that anymore because they put so much crap into the entertainment that people are tuning it out. I think that's why YouTube and TikTok and some of these other channels are getting bigger and bigger, is because people are turning to those for entertainment, because they're sick of what's on TV. They don't want to watch it. It's, and books. I've never seen such a surge in people reading different books now, even though they're mostly, like on Kindle and things like that. It's not an actual book that you pick up and turn the pages, but they're more interested in that now because it's taking them away from this, So, and I think it's a good thing in a way. It's getting people to use their imaginations again. And people are doing more outdoorsy things, trips, hiking, fishing, camping, all the things that I love. But because you got to use your mind, sometimes you got to use your own ideas and create things for yourself. That's I'm into art and everything too, but it's just sad because we're losing our outlets. We're losing our outlets of creativity because we're being brainwashed into thinking, well, this is the only thing that anyone's interested in. So instead of writing a story that they had in their mind when they were a young kid, that an adventure story or whatever, they write something totally nothing to what they really enjoy or dream about. They just write it because they think, well, this is what they want to hear, so I'm going to write this down, and maybe someone will be interested in buying my story because it's got everything they're asking for in it.
Right.
Instead of doing it themselves, doing their own story that somebody would love. But the thing is getting the opportunity. If your foot's not in the door, or you don't, sleep with the right person, then your stuff isn't going to get seen, and that's sad. But that's a fact of the way Hollywood is today too. Is that it's really hard to break into the business when they don't want to see your stuff because you're not willing to bend over and do what you're told. You know what I'm saying?
Or provide favors like our illustrious vice president.
Well, yeah, if you're not willing to scratch my back, then why would they scratch yours? That attitude, and it's still there. People think that we got rid of Weinstein. Oh, it's fixing things. Well, it isn't. It's like putting a Band-Aid over Hoover Dam, was got cracks and little things are breaking, and you're putting a Band-Aid or a little piece of gum in the hole.
Right.
It's
That's
not
still
gonna
coming
help.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still coming down.
Until we tear it down and build a new one, it really isn't making much difference. And once it tumbles down and we start to rebuild, hopefully we've learned that we need to put more steel in there and have a stronger structure for it to stay in place longer, and learn from it. But I don't know if they did, or we will. Enough
probably
people
someday in the future, when things are done and said, let's just push the button. See if you can finish the line.
But one day, I still have hope. I still have hope that things will get better.
Someday soon.
And our entertainment will revive and be back to what it was when we were young and we dreamed of going to outer space and maybe one day riding in a beautiful starship and getting to go and meet, people from other galaxies.
Right. Hopefully they'll get us out of the stars.
The first time my dad showed me a Star Trek episode. I think it was the one where they went back and it was in the 1950s or something. And they went back and they had Tommy guns and stuff. I just remember it was I can't remember what episode it was, but I think that was the very first one I got to watch. And I just remember after watching their interaction and going back and forth to the ship, the excitement I had of what kind of life that would be, to be able to push a button and make a meal, that was nutritious. It tasted good, just like that, it was so enthralling to me that I couldn't wait to watch the next episode with my dad. And I just loved it. And I just fell in love with it. And I've been in love with it since.
Yep. And that was indeed a piece of the action where they went to the Iosian planet. John's going to correct me on the name because I'm going to butcher it. And everybody was, oh no, I think I did get the planet wrong. Maybe I did. Where they had, everybody was like, they adopted the Chicago mob mentality into their culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Gosh, that was so good. I mean, I don't know. It's just weird because just thinking about some of the episodes, my palms start to sweat.
Yeah.
Thinking about how exciting it was and the excitement of just getting to sit. And I've done that. I've started the whole series on Netflix from the very beginning and started watching the very first episode and just watched one after the other and watched the progression of how much better the actors got at their characters and just the growth of everyone, and the production, the costumes. I mean, everything. Just to see it grow, it was awesome. And it's just sad to me that it just went from a wondrous show that was filled with so much potential to slowly be taken over by people that just wanted to cram their agenda down our throat and throw our good characters and stories into the garbage. That's how I look at it, and it's sad to me.
My first episode of Star Trek, just as a quick heads up, we're going on the 2.5 hour mark on this, and I'm going to wrap this up because it's in a little bit, because it's almost 12 midnight here.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right.
Don't be sorry.
You're in another country.
Yeah, for now anyway. My first episode of Star Trek was, I'm trying to find the name of the episode, and with John Stone in the got it in the chat. He'll probably remember. My father had an old VHS of the TOS episode Obsession,
Mm-hmm.
and it was my very first exposure to Star Trek. And I remember the episode. I remember the grand scale. Not that I really understood what was going on, but the end, I just remember that was the episode that made me fall in love with Star Trek. Heroes bigger than life, going after monsters of the week. And as a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old growing up, this stuff was awesome. Spaceships flying about, Klingons behind the scenes everywhere, Romulans behind a nebula. Even though the Romulans only appeared twice in TOS, but it had a certain magic to it that just it's indescribable if you don't know it, and that's what really got me into Star Trek. And then growing up as as my memory formed and could recall more, watching The Next Generation, and then in 5th grade, Deep Space Nine came out, and it was at the, Star Trek was at the top. People were talking about it. Kids were talking about it. Girls were crushing, no pun intended, over Will Wheaton. And when Sequest came out, I remember I was in 3rd grade, I believe. I could be mistaken. But I remember 2 girls having an argument over who was cuter, Lucas or Wesley. That's the magic of Star Trek. That's the magic of pop culture when it's good, when people just get it. And people just don't appreciate it anymore.
Well, I remember my mom saying that you can tell when a show or characters or whatever are good because every Halloween, all the kids want to be that character.
Right.
And through all the years that I started paying attention after that, I've noticed that you always see a Batman. You always see a Spider-Man. You always see Superman. You see a ghost, and you see a zombie. Werewolf was every so often, and a Dracula was quite often. So out of all these characters, the popular ones, or the reason they're popular is because apparently when they come out with something, either a book or a TV show or a movie, it's entertaining. So that's why their characters are still popular. You see, right. So people will still buy those costumes. The rest of them are like a flash in the pan. You see it one year and then you don't ever see it again. So that's what my mom always said. She said you can know the classics and you'll know the best stuff by just watching what the kids are involved in or what the kids like, because they're the ones that they're marketing to. And my mom had 5 kids, so I believed her. So she knew what she was talking about. But that's a fact. So
and in
you can see the kids' T-shirts, you're gonna know who the kids are watching.
And in the 80s,
Doctor Who was big too for a long time there, and it would go up and down, up and down. I guess depending on who the doctor was, whether it was more popular or not. But the stories were, the overall story of Doctor Who was good. That's why you could keep adding new people to play the doctors, because it was a overall good story. It just waned by who was writing the stories. It's the
Right.
same thing with any of the comic books or any of the other things for Star Trek or other TV series that we really liked. It's just the fact of who's putting the money out and who's going to write the stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And in the 80s and 90s, I can remember growing up with like Halloween parties where kids were dressing up as the superheroes, dressing up as these supernatural entities. And right
Mhm.
alongside them were the Captain Kirks and Mr. Spocks
Yep.
without fail.
hmm
Um,
Yeah. Oh, and Star Wars, because I remember
Star
seeing
Wars is
lots
in
of
there too.
Star Troopers running around and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that was just, those were the big things. So,
Yep.
and that's how you market it. I mean, you market it for what people are interested in, and if they'll pay money for a costume, they're going to buy a T-shirt, or they're going to go see the movie and buy
Right.
popcorn at that theater. So you're going to
Exactly.
make money. But
Yeah.
thanks for letting me join you. It was fun.
So it
I'm
was
sorry it took me so
fantastic
long. I
having
wish
you.
it could have came earlier, but I had other stuff I had to take care of. But
No
it was
worries.
fun.
This was
I loved it.
I'm
It was
so glad you
great.
came. Folks, if you're not subscribed to Janet's channel, I did post a link in the chat. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna make sure that I've got it I do have it still on the clipboard. I'm going to drop this right now in the chat here. Go subscribe to Janet. Absolute beautiful person. Absolute awesome content.
And I'm really a nerd. A real nerd. If you saw my office, you would know I'm a nerd. It's not pretend.
This will definitely not be the end of or the final time that we share a stream together. I promise.
Good. I think it's great. I mean, I love talking about with like-minded people that are interested in a lot of the things that I'm interested in, because it's getting rare.
Yeah, it is very much so. And I'm just happy that you were able to stop by and spend some time with me and my friends off in the chat. Who I want to give a quick shout out to, John DeMarco, another amazing YouTuber. Once again, I'm going to push Jep Nerdy every Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. You're going to have to do your own time conversions to figure out when that airs on your side of the planet. Awesome Star Trek trivia Jeopardy based game with a fantastic board, painstakingly, and just basically he ate, slept, and defecated all of the work out to be. And I'm sorry this sounded really bad. It's supposed to be a compliment to Professor Brainy Specs, who designed the board, and it's just such a fantastic time where we all get together and talk smack and have just have a great time playing Star Trek or other kinds of science fiction, pop culture, trivia, whichever John has in store for us. He's an awesome game master, and anybody that wants to play or watch, subscribe to John DeMarco's channel. I believe you can just search for it. It should be just flat out John DeMarco. John, since I hope you are still there, I need to do this. And if you would like to drop your link to your channel in the chat, you are now allowed to do so, as you have been promoted to the rank of moderator with all the rights and privileges there too. And may God have mercy on your soul. I want to give a shout out to Brad Wolf, who stopped by Gap After Dark. Thank you for joining us today. Let's see. We have a lot more people. Some people that just didn't interact with us. Captain Phantom Nerd, you are awesome. Thank you for coming in and stopping by and hanging out with us. JP's, thank you for stopping by also. It's always great to have you here. Every lurker in the chat, anybody that I forgot, LDG, hashtag free the net. Go check out his channel. He does a lot of cool live content almost every day. And it was a really fun time having the multicast on, and that was a good times there. And Gorilla's Random Thoughts, thanks for coming in, buddy. Hope you have a great day at work. And that is going to do it for me. And John has dropped his link in the chat. Thank you very much, my good friend. Head on over. If you're watching this on replay and you get this far, thank you so much for watching. It's great having you with us. And if the live chat is not available when you're watching this on replay, just go ahead and type that into your address bar right now, even if it's in the middle of the video, and go subscribe to John DeMarco and save the date for next week's or this coming up episode of Jep Nerdy. Janet, final thoughts?
No, just try not to give up faith, and hopefully that Hollyweird will wise up and realize that the fans mean money and in the future, and they'll change it up and stay with the handbook that Roddenberry wrote, and try to follow it and make good content for us.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that 100%. So everybody that's watching this on replay, if you made it this far to the almost 3-hour mark, I wasn't intending to be on here for 3 hours, but then again, all the fun stuff happened, and yeah, I had a great time in the stream. Coming back to do streams is actually something I really, really do enjoy, and it just gives me a little bit of an escape myself from
We all need
everything that's
that.
going on. So I want to thank Janet for being an awesome co-host and wonderful guest, absolute beautiful person.
Thank you. You
And,
too. It's nice to meet other people that have the same passion I have for I think yours is a little deeper than mine, because you seem to know the more intellectual little tidbits than I do. Mine's more of just the awe of the characters and their adventurous spirits and things like that. But it doesn't matter. Our passions are strong towards good Star Trek.
Exactly.
So that's what's the most important. But thank you for letting me come, and I enjoyed it. It was great.
My pleasure. And if you want to go deeper into Star Trek, this is the man right here. Not just me, but John. This is the man. He's yeah.
Have you ever watched Clobbering Times?
No.
Okay, well, Clobby does a show every Saturday night on YouTube too, and he talks about Star Trek. Him and his first officer, and they do trivia and things like that, and it's a lot of fun. So I used to do that every weekend for years. So it's a small channel, but he's fun.
And before I sign off, let me just go ahead and I don't know if he's watching us in the chat. If he is, I think you are moderated. If you're not, I'm going to have to moderate you. Professor Brainy Specs also co-hosts. He does run Jep Nerdy with John DeMarco, but he also has an awesome Star Trek trivia show that he also co-hosts. I believe it's on Continuum Trek's channel. John, you might want to correct me. It's called A Question of Trek, and they've got a lot of awesome content, and they do their shows at my time. It's Mondays at 5 a.m. Japan time, and I'm sound asleep still, hopefully, so I'm not able to join A Question of Trek. So it's 5 a.m. Mondays Japan time. You're going to have to do your own calculations, use Google to determine what time that is on your side of the world. But give Continuum, I believe it is Continuum Trek, give them a subscribe and check out their Star Trek content. And that's going to do it for me. Thank you, John, by the way. He did drop the link in the chat. Awesome. Question of Trek has its own channel. Nice. All right. So that being said, this was Janet from Another Planet. Subscribe to her channel. She's got some awesome content. You're going to love it. And I have been the Tokyo Trekker, Tokyo Gaijin, Mike, Tokyo Mike, whichever. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, everybody who is lurking and has stuck with us for almost the last 3 hours in this chaotic but fun and eventful impromptu live stream. And we will talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.